Alright. We the Hebrew Israelites, once again, putting in work. All praise to Yahawashi, Yahawashi.
Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi.
Double honors to the elders of GMS. Salute all you brothers on the highways and byways, putting in work and making this lesson for the elect through the spirit of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. And with that, we're going to get started with Daniel chapter 8. See what we got. What you going to, Blue Letter?
You can put it on hand. And
y'all bear with us. We got it. You know, we just going with the spirit today.
yes, so we're going to start in Daniel. And I'm going to pull up an etymology just in case we need it.
Yeah. Getting it all together.
Just going to put up a quick class for you brothers. We're going to go over Daniel's, man, just in case a few of y'all brothers might not, that's coming in, might not have seen it. Most of the elect brothers basically know breakdowns.
Yeah.
So we mainly come for the elect, you know, especially a lot of new brothers coming in. Because, you know, new brothers who coming in, a lot of brothers who coming in, you see GMS first, right? Then you get the breakdowns and everything. And then some kind of way,
Satan jump on you.
Satan jump on you. Then you go to watching
Zabak and Nathaniel Selm,
and
Nate Satan, and General Shitface Gehenna. Who else out there? Would name some other simple ass niggas.
Prophet 666.
Yeah, man. If they ain't, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I don't watch nobody else but GMS. I'm gonna tell you like that. So with that, we're gonna get started, man. So we telling you, we warning you, brothers, man. You come into this truth and you learn it from the elders. That's who you stick with. The elders of GMS. That's who you stick with. Tahar, Rhyme, Lab, and Gabar, and the rest of the elders. That's who you stick with. You see? You learn it from, that's where you stick with. Don't start going astray and doing all this other shit. You know, excuse my so-called French. But that's the way I gotta put it, man. I'm straightforward like that, so get over it. Alright?
It's 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in your mind, or be troubled, neither by the Spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us. See, so when you learn from GMS, you learn from GMS, man, because you're gonna be messed up when you be jumping around, you know, running here and there, trying to get different doctrines.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be messed up.
And then you'll come back to GMS. You'll go get messed up and come back to GMS and watch GMS and be into it with us.
Okay.
You see? Because Satan had jumped on you because you didn't went and watch other people. All right.
Yeah. This Acts 10:19. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore and get thee down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. So you ain't supposed to be looking at these different doctrines, different ones, man, because you're going to be doubting. You look at GMS and get the breakdown, then you'll be doubting, man.
Yep.
You see?
You'll be doubting. Yep, going, like the brother said, going looking at everybody else, then you'll be like, man, is that right? Is they breaking the scripture down right? Because you didn't listen to Bubble Eyes. Oh, man.
And it's Luke 24:44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you,
That's right.
that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
That's right. And that's talking about Yahawashi, so that's talking about the whole book. Everything in there. The whole Bible. Everything concerning him, it was written. You see?
Then opened he their understanding.
Yep. Open he understanding.
That they might understand the scriptures.
That they might understand the scriptures. You see? So this whole Bible is for the nation of Israel, and every scripture in there, Yahawashi came to fulfill them prophecies. So you supposed to stay in these scriptures. You know,
learn from your elders, man. Quit jumping around, man.
Yep.
Learn from every swinging Tom, Dick, and Harry, man. Because it's gonna cause confusion, man.
Yep. And the Most High not the author of confusion.
Okay. So we're gonna get in it. Yeah,
that's why I say in Revelations 1 and 3, blessed is the man who readeth.
Okay.
And when you read it, it means basically comprehend and understand the prophecies and the breakdowns of these scriptures. That's why I'm saying that. Blessed is the man who readeth.
Okay.
Meaning understand them. Okay?
All right. We're gonna
that's in Revelation 1 and 3.
We're gonna get into like a little Daniel's, man. This is Daniel's chapter 8. Start at 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar. That's
another name for the Babylonians. Okay? That's all that is. That's just another name for the Babylonians, which are today are the Cushites, the Ethiopians. All right?
A vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that I was in Shushan, in the palace, which is the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river Ulai.
Then I lifted my eyes and saw.
Call the scripture where you at. Daniel's what?
8 and 3. Daniel's 8 and 3.
All right.
Then I lifted my eyes and saw, and there standing beside the river was a ram which had 2 horns. And the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other.
The ram with the 2 horns represent the Medio and the Persian Empire. That's what they represent. And the one that was higher was the Persian Empire. Okay? Set up by the Most High, and Cyrus the Persian was over that. All right?
And the higher than one came up last.
See, the higher the one that came up last. Talking about Cyrus. Okay?
Verse 4. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward.
The reason why the ram was pushing like that, because the Persian Empire, which is Iran, was in the east. So it had to go westward and where?
It went northward and southward.
Northward and south, all the way over there to Greece and all the way down in Africa, so-called Africa. Okay? Because the Persian Empire was Iran. You see? And they didn't get that. I can't remember the date that they got that name Iran. But
1935.
1935 is when they changed that Thawadah.
March 1st.
Yeah, March 1st, 1935.
35
is when they changed that name over from Persia to Iran. And Iran means the land of the Aryans. Alright?
And that was before the UN even got started. So when they came into the UN, it was already Iran. So yeah. It says I saw the ram pushing westward and northward.
Oh yeah, and Iran go back to Elam. They come out of Shem. Okay. When you go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, and you go to the lineage of Shem, and you look up Elam, then they'll let you know that they go back to Persia. All right.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. Even
they push all the way over there to, what is it, Greece, over there where the Lacedaemonians was during the time of the Lacedaemonians is and King Leonidas. He was a king that was in the city-state of Greece and was ruling over there, and the Persians, they pushed over there, and the Lacedaemonians, those are Spartans. Okay, they tell you in the Maccabees that that the Spartans was Israelites. Well, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Grab your pocket. I'm gonna grab this here. See if I can find it. Y'all just hold 1 second. See if I can find that right fast. Yeah, and you know that movie 300. That movie with Leonidas. That movie was called Thermopylae, the Hot Gates.
Battle of Thermopylae.
Yeah, the Battle of Thermopylae, meaning the Hot Gates. And it's in, let me see, First Maccabees chapter. I think it's chapter 1. Let me see. First, you can get to prove that Jonathan. Let me see here. You can start at. Well, go straight to the point, because I just want to prove that Jonathan is a Israelite. And Jonathan, the first Maccabees chapter 2, verse 5. You can read that, and to prove that Jonathan was a Israelite. He was one of the Maccabees.
We can start. I guess start at 1.
Yeah, start at, no, you in verse 2.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, Salach Ahchyam.
Verse 5.
Yeah, read that.
It says, Eleazar called Avarian and Jonathan, whose surname was Apples.
All right. Now from there, that's the point. I just wanted to prove that Jonathan was an Israelite. Okay. Now we're finna jump to First Maccabees chapter 12, verse 20. Because this is a letter that they wrote over there to the Lacedaemonians, which are Israelites. When you look that word up, Lacedaemonians, it lets you know that that's Spartans. Those are the Spartans. All right.
This is First Maccabees 12 and 20. Arius, king of the Lacedaemonians, to Onias, the high priest, gathering greetings. It is found in writings that the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren, and that they are of the stock of Abraham.
That's the whole point, to let you know that the Israelites and Lacedaemonians are brethren. The Lacedaemonians come out of Abraham, so they let you know that they're brethren. And I got this in this book. Check this out. You drop that, showing that. Read that right there.
It says, this picture was taken from a book, Spartacus, by Herod Fast. It is printed in Hebrew, Tel Aviv, 1954.
Tel Aviv, 1954. Okay, we're going to show you this picture here in a minute.
Spartacus, this African rebel leader, led a
which we know he wasn't no African. We know he was an Israelite, all right?
Against the Roman Empire. After killing many Romans, Spartacus and his men were captured and crucified by Roman predator Licinius Carius in 71 BC.
Yeah. So that's the picture right there. And then the name of this book is Judah Trembles Up Under Rome. And it's written, the author of this book is Rudolph Winsler, the same guy that wrote Babylon and Timbuktu. And that's the book. Oh, you can see it. That's the book right there. Alright, and then I'm going to show you the picture. You see, that's the picture. That's a Jake right there. You see?
We're doing a sit down. I'll call you back.
That's a Jake right there.
I'll call you back.
So that's to let you know that Leonidas was a Jake. You see? Alright. Alright, go back to.
So back in the book of Daniel, 8 and 4, I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that the no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand.
Because the Most High had set them up like that. The Most High had done that because that's part of prophecy. What's that in Daniel's chapter?
Yeah, because they was a real mighty empire.
Yeah. And the Most High set them up like that. You see? And couldn't nobody take them down. It was basically suicide to try to go up against them.
Kind of to go against some Persians, real suicide.
It was suicide, and that's how the Most High worked. Because these prophecies had to be fulfilled, man. You see? So that's why they were set up like that, and that's why couldn't nobody come up against them. I got this here in Daniel's chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, which we know that is the Most High, to the intent that that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in kingdoms of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So that's letting you know that the Most High set up men to rule when it's time for them to rule, and the basis mean the lowest of men. Okay? Alright? That's in Daniel chapter 4, verse 17, what I just read. Alright?
Daniel 8 and 4. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great.
You see? That's Cyrus. Alright?
8 and 5. And as I was considering, suddenly a male goat came from the west.
Who is that? Alexander. Okay? That's who that's talking about. That's talking about Alexander. And it tells you in 1 Maccabees, well, you can read on.
Okay.
And we'll touch on it.
Across the surface of the whole earth without touching the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
Yep, keep going.
And then came the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing beside the river.
Alright, that notable horn between his eyes, that noble, is it noble or notable? Noble?
Noble.
Yeah, that noble horn between his eyes is Alexander. Read that again for me so I can catch it.
Okay.
So I make sure.
8 and 5. And I was considering, suddenly a male goat came from the west across the surface of the whole earth without touching the ground, and the goat had a notable horn horn between his eyes.
Alright, that's Alexander. Alright, now what you got? Maccabees?
First Maccabees.
Yeah, First Maccabees.
1 and 1.
Right.
First Maccabees 1 and 1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. And he made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
Alright, hold that. Stop right there. What you got? Finish that. Go back to that.
And then he came into the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing beside the river. And the ram came at him with various powers.
So when Alexander came to Darius, it was cutthroat season because it was time for Darius to basically fall. You see, it's part of the prophecy. They tell you that in Daniel chapter 7 on down. All right.
And I saw him confronting the ram. He was moved with rage against him.
See, moved with rage against him. Cutthroat. Okay.
Attacked the ram and broken his 2 horns.
Who was the 2 horns? The Persian and the Medes. All right.
There was no power in the ram to withstand him. But he cast him down to the ground and trampled him. And then was no one that could deliver the ram from his hands.
Yep.
Therefore the male goat grew very great.
Who is the male goat that grew very great? That's Alexander. All right.
But when he became strong, the large horn was broken. And in the place of it, 4 notable ones came up toward the 4th wind of the heavens.
See, them notable ones.
Yeah, that's the
those Ptolemy, Seleucus,
yeah, Seleucus,
Cassandra.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
And lots of myths.
We gonna touch on. All right, hold what you got.
Okay.
And finish that off in there.
Okay, this is First Maccabees 1 and 3, and he went through the ends of the earth, which is we talking about Alexander,
right?
And took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. You know, he was proud.
Yeah.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who become tributaries unto him.
Yeah, they had to pay taxes, basically. Because he had, that's why, if you don't understand history, you're not going to understand these scriptures, okay? They're just like when we did when we was out on the highways and byways, and we was talking about the Gog and Magog. Well, when you read the scriptures, Gog and Magog is talking about the Japhetic people, which originally is talking about the Japhetic people, because those people come out of Japhet, okay, which are the Samoans and the Tonganese, people like that, Hawaiian Samoans and the Tonganese. Now the Medes was the Japhetic people, okay. So the reason why it's pertaining to them Russians today that's in that land, them Edomites in that land today, because they pushed the Japhetic people out of that land. So therefore, since they in that land today, that's who that's pertaining to in Ezekiel 38. You see? So that's why you got to know history. And what's happening is we reading it and we showing you how Alexander conquered them people, okay? And eventually he pushed them out of their lands. Okay? All right, hold on, let me read this. Let me go to let me see. Hold what you got. Y'all got to bear with me, because we just going with the spirit, so we just flowing. Let me see something right there. Let me see. Joel 24:2. Go to Joel 24:2. That's where I'm going. Joel 24:2. To prove to you that that's what happened. Joel 24:2. It says some, Joel 24:2. It says some remove the landmarks. They violently take away the flocks and the feed thereof. So when Alexander conquered the Persian and the Medes, and mainly them Japhetic people, he pushed them out that land, so therefore they became Gog and Magog, okay? But Alexander, he's an Edomite, and the Russians are Edomites, and the Japhetic people in the scriptures tell you that that's in Genesis chapter 10 that that's the Medes. All right, now finish what you read.
This First Maccabees 1 and 4.
Right.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributary unto him. After these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Yeah, and just like them four in Daniel, when he was talking about the them four generals,
Notable ones.
them four notable ones. I'm gonna read this in this in Judah trembles up under Rome. I'm gonna read this in here. It says in the fourth century, 332 BC, Alexander the Great conquered the known world, which that's on the other side, okay? All right, that's over there in Jerusalem and all them places over there. All right, and he said the emperor of the Greeks ruled, including Asia Minor, Turkey, the entire Middle East, and Egypt. And after Alexander's death, his empire was divided among his top four generals. Cassander ruled Macedonia, Lycamus, Lacedaemon. How you pronounce that? Lycamus. All right. Lycamus ruled Thars, Eastern Greece, or Lysimaeus, Lycamus or Lysimaeus. All right. Ruled Thars, Eastern Greece. Ptolemy ruled Egypt, and Seleucus ruled Syria and Babylon. These four generals established dynasties in their particular areas. All right, so that's letting you know that that prophecy right there happened, and that's history, and it's been documented. Okay, all right, so that lets you know these scriptures are true. All right.
Now this is verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and that he had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he had yet was yet alive.
And Alexander was a flaming faggot too. They show you in that movie, the modern Alexander movie. They show you in that movie that he was a flaming faggot. It ain't my fault. It's just what they are. And I think you can still Google it. You can Google sodomite mind control, and I think that Alexander them pop up, and you can click on that, and it'll show you that they got letters on there, which is stories on there to show you that Alexander was a flaming faggot. His whole empire was flaming faggots. All right, the Greeks, which are Edomites.
He died of syphilis.
Yeah, syphilis or something.
Some shit like that.
You see?
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Right. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Woo! Evils were multiplied in the earth. So when these Edomites came into power, Alexander them came into power, which are Edomites, which are so-called white people. It's telling you that evils multiplied in the earth. You see? So the scriptures is so true. They're just like when America came into power. Evils multiplied in the earth. Because this is Rome all over again, and this the so-called white people in power again. They are Edomites. You see? Alright.
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
So everybody in mourning. And who are the righteous? The Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the Israelites. Okay.
Verse 16, when the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase.
Yep.
But the righteous shall see their fall.
Yep. So it's coming to pass, man. And that's why we're able to go in these scriptures and break down these scriptures, because the book is open. It's all over the internet. And it's time for these so-called white people to go down. Time for their ruling authority on the earth to cease. And time for the nation of Israel to rise again. Which again is the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Alright, go back to
I'm going to go to verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king.
Yep, and he come out the Seleucus line. Okay, Antiochus Epiphanes. He come out the Seleucus line. One of Alexander kings. You see. All right, go
who
back.
had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Yep. So that's plain. And then we finna go back to Daniel.
Daniel's 8 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
8. Started 8.
Yeah,
8.
started 8. Yeah.
Okay, 8, Salach. Therefore a male goat grew very great.
Mm-hmm. That's talking about Alexander.
But when he became strong, the large horn was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And in the place of it, 4 noble ones came up toward the 4th wind of heavens.
We just gave you the names of the kings that took his place after he died from being a flaming faggot. All right.
And out of one of them came a little horn which grew extremely great toward the south.
See, that's Antiochus Epiphanes. We just read the account on him in the Maccabees. Okay.
Toward the east.
Mm-hmm.
And toward the glorious land.
Mm-hmm. That's Israel. All right.
And it grew up to the host of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And it cast down some of the hosts
Mm-hmm.
and some of the stars
Mm-hmm.
to the ground and trembled them.
Yep. And that's going into, you know, how Antiochus slaughtered our people and what he did to them. You see? But, you know, we ain't gonna touch on that right now.
This is Daniel's
Antiochus Epiphanes the 4th. Okay?
This is Daniel's 8 and 15. And it came to pass, when I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then, behold, there stood before me an appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation.
Right, the righteous anger of the Most High.
For at the time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of the Media and the Persians.
So if you don't understand the scriptures and they try to say, that's something else, it's telling you right down there in verse 20. You see? That's the Medes and the Persian Empire, the 2 horns.
What them pastors gonna say when you ask about them 2 horns?
It's the devil.
They don't know, man. They don't know the scripture. Yeah, man.
In verse 21 it said, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
Yep.
And the great horn.
And don't try to say, oh, well, that's going back to the Japhetic people. We told you that they was pushed out of them lands. Okay? We told you that they was pushed out of them lands. And then just like they you can Google Author Koestler and he was down in the land of Crete. And when he was looking on the walls, he found out about the Minoans, and he said the Minoans were dark-skinned people. You see, and the Minoans are Japhetic people. See, the Japhites was all over there in Europe and places like that, but they was pushed out of them lands, which are the Hawaiians, Samoans, and the Tonganese. Those people. All right.
Grecia.
We're back to Grecia, which that's some Edomites.
Yavon.
You see, so they'll go to the Blue Letter or go to the Strong Concordance and look up Yavon and say, that's Japhetic people. No, Alexander conquered them lands, and that's talking about Edomites. You don't know the scriptures.
The whole land of Greece. So Greece is good.
You see? So you don't understand the scriptures, nor do you research things or the words. You see?
Okay. Back in verse 21, it says, the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn is between his eyes is the first king. Now they being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up and out of the nations, but not in his power.
Yeah, because when you read the history, Alexander had that power to rule them nations, and when them other kings came into power, they didn't have that power like that. They didn't have that authority like that. So they was fighting amongst each other. You see, when you read the history, them so-called white people, them Greeks were fighting amongst each other. That's what they're talking about. They didn't have the same power. All right.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentencing shall stand up. And that's Antiochus.
Yeah, that's Antiochus.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty of the holy people.
Yeah, that's going in how they slaughtered us. And I think it's in, well, you brothers can read it. You brothers can read it, but I'm going to tell you where it's at. It's in, let me see. Let me see. It's one in 1 Maccabees chapter 1. It's one in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41 on down. Then you got another one that's in 2 Maccabees chapter 6. Chapter 6. Let me see. 2 Maccabees. Let me look, make sure. Because I don't want to. Yeah. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 on down to tell you what Antiochus did to us as a people. Alright.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Yeah.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace shall destroy many.
So that's how they come. That's how the Edomites come. They yell peace like they did the Gadites. You see, and the rest of the tribe, they yell peace, but at the same time, they come in to cut your throat. See, that's why they don't want you to know history, man. That's why they don't want you to know, because once you know history and you understand these scriptures, you understand the characteristics of these Edomites, which is these so-called white people. Okay? So that's what they come, with their forked tongue. I'm cool with you, but at the same time, they ready to stab you in the back. You see? Just like they doing today. They yelling peace, 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 but at the same time, throwing everybody guns, throwing other nations guns and causing war. But that's part of the prophecy. But just like I said, that's how they play the game. That's how they do it. All right?
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thy up the vision, for it shall be for many days.
Yeah. Now, read that again.
It says, and the vision of the evening and morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thy up the vision, for it shall be for many days.
Go back up. Because it said he shall go against the princes of princes.
Oh, okay.
That's talking about America now. Because let me see.
Verse 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Yeah, that's talking about Antiochus. Salach, that's talking about Antiochus. All right.
And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thy up the vision, For it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterwards I rose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
Yep. Even Daniel didn't understand the prophecy. But the Most High gave it to him, but he didn't understand it. You know? So, that's the 8th chapter, unless you got something else that you want to...
No, I ain't got nothing else. I got maybe a departing scripture for the brothers.
All right.
Let's see. You know, we always try to bring these scriptures of hope to the elect. You know, even though we the bearers of bad news and we love it. I seen a scripture I read the other day. I think it was Psalms 89. I think it's Psalms 89 and 15. Blessed is the people that know the joyful sound. They shall walk, O Yahawah, in the light of thy countenance. In thy name shall thou rejoice all the day, and in thy righteousness shall thou be exalted. For thou art glory of their strength. Thou art the glory of their strength, and in thy favor our horn shall be exalted. For the Lord is our defense, and the Holy One of Israel is our King.
That's right. So that's telling you right there. So with that, alright, so with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.